Another episode of the Love Speaks Global. I'm your host, Candice Ruggiero, and tonight's conversation is one of hope, transformation, second chances, and the power of people who choose not to give up on someone. I'm honored to sit down with Rommy, whose life journey is a true testimony that change is possible. There was a time when his life had no clear direction. He struggled deeply, made painful choices, and even the people closest to him began losing hope. But one thing changed everything. The people from the Fishes and Loaves Foundation and the Miracle Center chose to believe in him when others could not. Step by step, they walked beside him, encouraged him, supported him, and reminded him that his life still had a purpose. So tonight, we're going to hear Rommy's story, not just about where he came from, but about how hope, compassion, and believing in someone's potential can truly transform a life. Rommy, how are you, Rommy?
For now, I'm great, and God is good. Yeah, God is good. I am been seeing that, the goodness of God every day. The moment I wake up, I can just feel that, I'm with God, and everything that I am doing is for Him, and it went smooth.
Wow. I had a global show with the founders and executive director of Fishes and Loaves Foundation, who I partnered with, and they specifically mentioned you as one of their greatest story. So when I heard your story, I requested Rommy, and in just a couple of days we made this happen. So this conversation to my viewers is worth listening to. Rommy, before meeting the people from Fishes and Loaves Foundation and the Miracle Center, what was life like for you back then? Maybe you can tell us about yourself also, how old you are, and what kind of struggles you were facing during that season of your life, Rommy.
Before, I think, of course, I'm so excited to share with you my story. Before finding support or before meeting Fishes and Loaves, is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yes. Before you met,
my life.
Yeah. How was life for you?
Yeah, my life, it was incredibly difficult. My sister and I were left under the care of our grandparents, and because my mother gave birth to my sister when she was around 18 years old, so basically she is incapacity to raise us both. So by that, she decided to give us to our grandparents. So our grandparents was the ones who are actually taking care of us, and of course it's a different kind of showing of love because you don't know their past, and that actually manifests when you are together. So it's a different discipline. Before, my life was, I experienced abuse, and it was just covered up because they were telling me, I am beating you up because that's how I show my love for you. It's like,
Rommy, sorry to cut you. Okay. How old were you then when this was happening to you?
3 years old that time.
Wait, what did you, 3?
3 years old, yeah.
3 years old, okay.
Yeah, so I was also able to experience those abuse from my grandparents. My sister and I were able.
Was it physical? Was it mostly physical abuse?
Mostly physical abuse, and they keep on telling us that's their way of loving us. And so, little by little, I understood that maybe they are showing that kind of, that way of love because that's also the way of love that being showed to them before. So yeah. Hurting people, hurt others. So I was able to experience that, and there are also lack of education before because my grandparents they weren't able to education. So and also days when we couldn't even manage to complete our daily meals 3 times a day. We couldn't complete that, and I often went to school with an empty stomach, basically. So to survive, sometimes I find something to eat. I resorted to stealing from others. Honestly, I did that. And I even tried to steal my grandmother's ATM and withdraw the money there. That's for her welfare supposedly, but I got it from the machine and spent it for
Okay.
my, for myself, for my needs. And basically, what happened to me back then, I was a disruptive, unruly child, and people in our community labeled me, actually keep on calling me as someone as untrustworthy and unreliable. Basically, cannot be trusted. Yeah, that was my life in Lobes.
And you know what? That is, thank you for being honest and really like vulnerable.
Yeah.
I felt your story. I think sometimes people only see where someone is now, but they don't realize the pain, confusion, and survival mode someone may have been living through before the transformation happened. You were 3 years old, Romy. I mean, you know, like what led you to doing those things probably where you're trying to survive. You had no really the love of a mom and dad because you were with your grandparents, and you know, like you were a child, you were acting like after like some, you know, I mean, you're acting out because of how you were treated. So it's nice to understand you by sharing your story from now, because I know more happened after that. Your story reminds us that every person has a deeper story behind feeling lost. So at that point in your life, did you ever feel like people had
I was feeling lost. I think during those days, I carried a heavy burden of unworthiness and hurt. And I also felt a deep sense of hate towards my parents for abandoning us. Because the people around me saw me as someone who couldn't be trusted as well. So I felt lost that, people keep on telling me you cannot be trusted, people cannot rely on you, and you're useless, something like that. So, that was also the time that I began to see myself that way. Like, okay, I cannot be trusted. Okay, I cannot be, people cannot rely on me. I am useless. So, I think that was a season defined by hunger, not just for food, but for a sense of belonging. Felt lost.
You know, you gave me goosebumps when you said that. I really felt that, Romy. And honestly, I think so many people silently carry those same feelings, like feeling of being forgotten, you're rejected, or like you're too far gone to change, right? But hearing you, Romy, speak shows that even in someone's darkest moments, hope can still find a way, and through the right people and the right support, right? Now, Romy, what was the moment or like experience that became the turning point for you?
Yeah.
And what made you finally say, I want to change my...
Yeah, I watched the videos that you were guys talking about, and basically what happened there is there was an every Saturday thing, and the turning point I think for me is when and that's something that
really told you straight. They really told you straight.
Yeah,
I can't trust you.
And she was like, I can see potential in you, and I was like, how can you say that? You didn't know my past, and now I don't even know who you are. But you came out, you stood up and say you can't trust me, because starting that time, cannot be trusted, cannot be
negative.
Yeah,
you were negative about yourself.
Yeah, I'm labeling myself as a negative person at that time. But how can this person keep on telling me that she can trust me? And that's Pastora Elaine. And it's rare that there are still people who can uplift you. And it's weird sometimes because these people, can are the people who you do not know.
Yes.
But they see potential in you, and then it's like, how can she do that? Something like that. Because I want to blame the bread as well, because she was giving out bread, and I was like, what did she put on my bread? Why I'm feeling this way? Something like that. And it's like, because she was giving out the bread, and I couldn't sleep that night. I was thinking of her. How can she say that I can be trusted? How can she say that I have potential? And that was also the time that I can consider that my turning point. I finally experienced a love and freedom starting that time I had never known before. That was the love and freedom that I have never known before. I reached a point where And that was the moment I realized I was loved by God, and with the people around me allowed me to to release in my heart.
Mhm.
It was an experience of being sustained and cared for that made me want to change and become someone dependable. I'm so sorry, I'm getting emotional.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Me too. I
So
mean, these are
that
real
was,
stories.
from my father, from my mother. So they started that way
Mhm.
because maybe basically that was the root of all the the immoral things that I was doing before. So they actually went through that deep consultation with my spiritual. So they were able to undergo mother and father, for releasing forgiveness. So I was able to
Okay.
forgive them. My parents. I was not
Wow.
able to meet my father yet, and he just passed away. But I was able to forgive. It's really a school that it's hard for you to get in. Yeah, there are a lot of things that you have to process. There are interviews, entrance exam. But I was able to make it, and that's also the help of Fishes and Loaves and Miracle Central. And I am now studying at Carlos Silado Memorial State University, and I'll be graduating this June.
Wow, that's like what, next month?
Yeah,
Next month.
next month.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
wow.
so fast.
But what stands out to me really is how powerful your community can be,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Like real transformation often happens when people don't just give someone advice, they walk beside you consistently. Like they were with you consistently with love, patience, and encouragement. And that's exactly what organizations like Fishes and Loaves are doing
Yeah.
every single day. And that's exactly the reason, Romy, why I decided to partner with them. You just mentioned that they're also the reason why you are in school today.
Yeah.
And we are in this process of also helping more students go back to school. And I just want to tell the viewers that this is exactly why I am supporting this foundation, because of someone like Romy. The help that they're doing for Romy, and look at him where he is right now, is the main reason why I know that this campaign that we're doing is going to touch lives, many, many lives.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really nice to see you here. Like really tell everyone that I am part of that mission.
the
I
fruit.
am part of that campaign.
Yeah.
The fruit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a very sweet fruit. You are gonna go places. Now, where are you now in your life, Romy, compared to before? And what message would you like to share with people who may feel hopeless, lost, or believe they can never ever change? Where are you right now?
I believe I am now. My life today it's like, if there is a degree, it's like 180-degree turn. Yeah.
There is. We can do that. We can make that.
I have gone from
Wow.
a person no one believed in to a trusted leader. Yeah. I am now a 25-year-old and a senior university student. I'm serving 4 years already as a class mayor and a leader in the student body under the College of
Wow.
Education. Yeah, I believe my message to those who feel hopeless, and the message to those who are in despair right now, that I always listening to this music, that God can take what meant for bad, turn it into good. Yeah,
Wow.
I really holding on.
I
to
don't
that.
know that music, but it's gonna stick in my head.
Yeah, God.
Sing it. Do you know the melody to it?
I don't.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
it's
I
that's
believe
very
God
powerful.
will really turn what meant for bad into good. God will really make impossible to possible. And sometimes it's weird because the moment you are telling yourself that I can't do it, but God can.
Yeah.
So my message, and that's my message, and also I just want to tell you this. This is my story, and you know my story already. And I just want to tell you that you are not defined by your past or what people call you. With love and support, you can become a person you were truly meant. And I am a living testimony for that. And I am really walking on that kind of miracle that I'm experiencing right now. And if that happened to me, I believe that will happen to you too.
There's a reason why you're here speaking.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you're here. My show is global. It's all over the world, and you don't know how each and every individual might be feeling right now. And that coming from you, that you are, don't let your past define who you are. Really, really powerful. And I love that message, Rommy. Your life is living proof that people are not defined, like you said, by their worst moments or their past mistakes.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And that, can we add? I'm going to add, there's always room for growth.
Yes.
There's room for healing and a new beginning.
Yeah.
And I know your story is going to encourage so many people listening right now. And I also know that Rommy, what also really pushed me to like, I told them I want Rommy in my show. I want to talk to him because, like you, I'm also a keynote speaker. All right, I'm a motivational speaker. Tell me about that journey of yours. Like, who are you inspiring, and how does it make you feel that now you're on stage or you're in front of a group of people who are and making your message known to them? How does that make you feel, or what moved you to that direction? Something like that.
I believe that my story, my testimony is something powerful. Powerful in a way that God, I always put God in the equation in my story.
Okay.
And I believe something that pushed me into be a motivational speaker, being invited to be a motivational speaker, because I don't really talk about only what God did, but I always go back what I was before until the day that I see God helping me, so that they would know it's relatable, because I've been struggling as well, but I know there is hope in the end. Something like that. So if ever I'll be a motivational speaker and elsewhere, I would definitely share all of the struggles that I have and what God did to take me out from that struggle. So I always have that kind of speech every time I was invited to be a speaker.
Well, I just want you to know that I have my own podcast. It's called Intentional Excellence, and I do feature guests from all over the world. And I truly, truly believe that the most resilient people on earth, in the world, are those who really went through life struggles, made it their own, and used it to fuel them to find their own self-worth. And I think that's where you are right now. You use your past, your challenges, your imperfections to take you to the point right now of the confidence, the leadership that you're showing, and the inspiration that you're spreading to others. And we need people like you sharing your story. And hearing your story, Rommy, reminds us how powerful support and opportunity can be changing someone's life today. And I wanted to share with you, Rommy, that we are right now through this campaign. It's Hope for Every Backpack campaign. We're working to help underprivileged Filipino students go back to school with supplies and support that they need. Now, Rommy, can you share your thoughts about this mission and why campaigns like this are important to children and families in Philippines? What are your thoughts about this current campaign that we're doing right now?
I believe there are a lot of things that is happening right now, but I believe also that we will focus on the children that needs to be loved.
Okay.
And I think this mission is not only providing the needs of students, of children, not only for education growth, but also holistically, they will be growing from that particular area of their lives. And I believe this campaign will help people to see the beauty of camaraderie, reaching out hearts, reaching out soul, and it's about giving hope. It's about giving hope. Even if there are a lot of chaos, there are a lot of things happening, and you reach a point that you would think there is no hope at all. but this organization is giving hope. I believe in that. So this is something very important, that this will continue helping others.
And hopefully it's not just a one-time campaign. It's a long-term campaign, because it's like we can keep touching other lives. More and more lives can change because of this one. And Rommy, I want to thank you for sharing that perspective. Education truly changed lives. I'm a teacher. I'm an educator here. And sometimes something as simple as a backpack, school supplies, or knowing someone believes in you can completely shift a child's future. Right, Rommy?
Yes,
and that's why this mission matters so much, because hope often begins with small acts of kindness that create lifelong opportunities, right? Rommy, I really want to say thank you for sharing your heart and your journey with us tonight.
Thank you.
Before we end, do you have anything else you want to close or share before we close the show?
I think I speak a lot already, and I was able to deliver all of the all my story. But I just want to thank you, and I just want to thank this organization and this platform. It's definitely an opportunity, a privilege for me to be able to share my story, to be able to inspire others, and I am reaching hearts right now. That there are children needs hope, and they have hope in God, but they just need to know that there is.
I love that. Thank you, Rommy, so much, so much for your heart and your journey, sharing that with us tonight. Thank you. So your story is a reminder that no one is ever too far gone, and sometimes all it takes is one person, one community willing to believe that when the world stops believing in them, that there's hope. Okay, I love that. All right, so I just want to say thank you again, and again we are partnering with Fishes and Loaves Foundation, and together we have this movement called Hope for Every Backpack, and I am touching, just like Rommy, I am here touching your hearts so that we could send these kids to school and give them the future that Rommy is experiencing right now. Okay, again, thank you, and I just wanna wish you good luck. You are graduating. Kudos to you. You're gonna touch more lives. Aim for your objective, your goal, and never stop believing in yourself. Okay, I am so happy to meet you. Take care of yourself, okay? Have a good day. Have a good night here. Have a good day.
That's different time zone.
Thank you for tuning in to Love Speaks Global, everyone. All right, this is Candice. Take care. Love Speaks. Bye-bye.